Where do you see yourself? Where do you fit into the mix on that? I know you take it one day at a time, but as you see yourself, what are the types of goals you have long term?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I'm in the, same conversation as those guys, the young guys coming up in the league who can be, all-stars, superstars one day. Luka, Trey, Ja, those guys like that. I feel like my name should be in that category too. I put the work in, and I'm just continuing to get better every single day. So, I got a lot of goals in mind to be an all-star one day and continue to chase my dreams. So I'm really excited to see where I can go.
During Tyler Herro's time in the NBA, he's already been one of the more polarizing players in the league during his first 3 years. Now, whether you love him or hate him, not many people expect him to be as good as he is right now. Let's just face it. He did go in the lottery of the 2019 NBA draft, but many saw him as an afterthought, a guy who could potentially just be a rotational piece for the Miami Heat, who were on the rise. But nope, he's exceeded most of our expectations, having a historical playoff run during his rookie year. And then we all know his journey came with minor setbacks during his sophomore season. And that's when all the hate and disrespect started to come. But this year so far, he's been outstanding for the Heat, and it seems like he's been on a mission. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tyler Herro Revenge Tour. Before we continue, make sure you like this video, guys. It helps me get out there in the algorithm. I'll greatly appreciate it. We're on the road to 700. I think we're a couple away, so let's get there, man. But without further ado, let's get to this video. Right now, Tyler Herro's been proving a lot of the haters wrong. Last season, there was a bunch of trolls out there saying that Herro and the entire Heat team were only good in the bubble because of certain circumstances. And after Herro had his sophomore slump, they said Herro would be at best a decent role player for a pretty good team. Nothing more, nothing less. Well, so far, it looks like he's a lot more than what most of y'all projected for this guy. Right now, he's averaging about 22 points per game on 46% shooting from the field to go along with 40% from 3. Yes, I know it's only 7 games into the season, but sometimes you just gotta look at the eye test and make opinions based off of that, because the eyes never lie. It seems to me that the difference for Tyler Herro from this season compared to last season is that this year, he's making all the tough shots that he missed last year. Last season, he was labeled as a guy who was not good enough to take the degree of difficulty of shots that he was taking, because they weren't falling down at an efficient rate. This year, those same shots and opportunities are there for Herro, but he's just converting them at a higher rate. Confidence was never the issue with this guy, believe me. In fact, I believe a lot of the hate he receives comes from NBA fans not liking how confident he is and how he plays with swagger. In training camp, Herro said in an interview that, quote, "Some people are sleeping on me. I'm going to wake up a lot of people." With that being said, if you're still sleeping on Tyler Herro, this is your chance to wake up, because this guy is special. Now, regarding those comments y'all saw in the beginning of the video when he compared himself to Luka, Ja, and Trey, and thinking that he's in the same category as those guys, well, I'm not surprised by those comments, but I don't think he's in the tier as those guys just yet, at least. But let's look at it. So right here, looking at this graphic, yes, it does seem like Tyler Herro is in the same convo with these guys. The thing is though, Luka and Trey are both in shooting slumps right now, as opposed to Tyler Herro, who's playing the best ball of his career right now. So let's just put everything into its proper perspective. But where people's downfall comes from is comparing and contrasting them to others. So let's just focus on Herro here. So far through 7 games, he's scored a total of 157 points off the bench. That's the most by any player off the bench through the first 7 games of a season since 1990. Coming into the NBA from Kentucky, Tyler was known as more of a catch-and-shoot type of guy that can occasionally take it off the dribble when necessary. So the question now is, why was Herro overlooked in college and then out of nowhere take the NBA by storm in his rookie year? In my opinion, I think the reason I and many others overlooked Tyler Herro was because his skill set looked basic from the outside looking in, when in reality he had way more in his bag. With him being at Kentucky, he had many other talented guys around him who are even better at things like ball handling and getting to the basket. In his lone year at Kentucky, he played with PJ Washington, Emmanuel Quickley, Keldon Johnson, Ashton Hagans, etc. So we didn't get to see Herro's full talents on display. Tyler had a work ethic and confidence that made him stand out for the rest of the guys, as he spent hours and hours working on his game, Speaking of his rookie season, Herro impressed all year long as he made it to the All-NBA rookie second team, averaging 15 points on 42% shooting from the field and 38% from three. And he showed his skill sets on a surging Miami Heat team led by Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. Yes, Herro worked extremely hard to get in that position, but you gotta give Erik Spoelstra and the Miami Heat organization an enormous amounts of credit for having this guy prepared from the jump. The same thing I said about the Warriors and Jordan Poole in the last video applies here to Tyler Herro and the Miami Heat. Both Herro and Jordan Poole are in great organizations that are big on culture, letting their young guys play freely within the system and allowing these guys to make mistakes and learn from them. And if you thought he was impressive in his rookie season, let's talk about his playoff run in his rookie year. During that entire playoff run for the Miami Heat, Herro scored in double digits 20 out of the 21 playoff games that he played in that postseason. And it took him until the finals to finally have a game where he didn't score over 10 points. Herro did not look like a rookie for most of the playoffs as he shined in some of the biggest moments. Earlier in that finals run, in a pivotal Game 4 versus the Boston Celtics, Tyler Herro had his best performance of the playoffs and his career as far as I'm concerned, as he scored a season-high 37 points. And in that game, it wasn't the 37 points that was impressive, but how he got those 37 points that was most impressive. He got hot, scoring 22 points in the second half, 17 of those points being in the fourth quarter, in an absolute clutch performance. He was scoring off the catch, shooting it like it was a drill, driving to the basket with confidence and finishing with reverse layups. He was getting to his spot in the mid-range. He was even hitting deep 30-foot three-pointers. Those 37 points were the second most in a playoff game by a rookie under 21 years old. Who was first on that list? It would happen to be Magic Johnson. Fast forward to his sophomore season, he and the Miami Heat struggled to find consistency all year long. Tyler did experience his sophomore slumps, and many players do for some reason, but like I said, I think in Herro's case, he was just missing shots, nothing more to it. He's now hitting those same shots that he was missing last season. Another reason I think a lot of people don't like Tyler Herro is because the Miami Heat organization holds him in very high regard. Exhibit 1, not trading for James Harden, in part because of Tyler Herro's potential. Now, would I have traded Tyler Herro and other pieces for James Harden if it meant keeping Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo? Hell yes. But the Heat took a different approach than most people would, and it's probably why they are one of the best ran organizations in the league today. And yes, it's still early, but right now it's pretty ironic that Tyler Herro is producing more numbers points-wise than James Harden, and he's coming off the bench. Now, I've talked about his scoring for so long. The part of his game I'm probably most impressed with is that his ball handling and passing have grown to new heights. One of my critiques of Herro's game was his lack of passing and playmaking. Now, he's increased his assists every single year as he now sits at 4.4 assists this season. That's because his game off the dribble has vastly improved. He's more comfortable driving to the basket, pulling up at the mid-range, using pick and rolls, etc. You can tell that he's always been a natural hooper, but it just took a while for the game to come to him. With that being said, if he keeps on improving, he'll become an essential piece for the Miami Heat, who at times over the past couple years have had trouble on the offensive side of the court. Think about it, a guy like Goran Dragic was essential for them because he could fluidly get you a bucket when needed, as well as occasionally make plays for others. Tyler Herro can do the same thing, but take the scoring to the next level. With all that being said, let me know how you feel about Tyler Herro. Will he end up being the 6th man of the year? Will he end up being the most improved player of the year? Can he keep up this pace? You let me know, man. But this is Jimmy from Just the Facts, and I'm signing out. Peace.